Hey, it's Melissa from Kiwi Banana, and today I wanted to do a video about being safe on the road. So every road in the world has some element of danger to it, of course. However, an incident occurred the other day that just sort of reminded us to be safe, and I wanted to share this story with you to remind you to be safe as well. So we're in the Portland parish in Jamaica, and the roads here have a lot of potholes. They're not straight, they flood often, and they're quite narrow. To make things worse, everyone drives faster than they should, and instead of driving on the right side, the correct side of the road for this country, they just decide that they're going to drive around the corner and beep their horn instead. Now, we seen a guy close to when we arrived. He'd drive up and down the road on his motorbike, and the reason he stood out to us was because he seemed to be the only Jamaican riding a motorbike that had a helmet on every time we seen him. And we ended up actually meeting him one day at a beach not far from where we're staying. And Scott had a talk with him, and he seemed really nice. Now, we found out the other day that he was actually involved in an incident. A crash with another traveller on his bike, and they were hit by a pastor when they were riding in the night, and they've both passed. Now, neither of them were actually wearing helmets, and it's highly likely that alcohol and other drugs were involved in the incident. So I just want to remind you just to please be careful when you're travelling on overseas roads. A lot of motorbike and scooter accidents that involve travellers, around the world, there tends to be an element of alcohol and or other drugs and consumed while doing that, and also not wearing helmets. So that gives us a bad name, but it also keeps your friends and family worried when you go to these places. You think, oh, it's not going to happen to me, but anything can happen, especially when you're under an influence of a drug of any kind. So don't consume alcohol and other drugs and then drive, is basically the moral of the story. Wearing a helmet also possibly could have helped. I know that I've been guilty of not wearing a helmet sometimes when I'm on a scooter, and I need to reconsider travelling like that, because it's really not a good idea. I mean, it's great. I don't consume alcohol. I wouldn't ever consume things like that and drive. So automatically that minimises my risks of being in an accident. But you also don't know what everyone else is on that's driving on the same road that you're driving as well. So yeah, stay safe. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you've done something that makes you happy today.